Hey everyone, welcome to Meeple Bits. Today we're going to go through and play 5 Minute Dungeon, a game designed by Connor Reed, published by Cosmos Games, for 2 to 5 players with a playtime of, 5 minutes, but depending on how you play, could be a little bit longer, up to 30 minutes. 5 Minute Dungeon is a sort of hand deck builder cooperative game where you're fighting through as specific types of players in order to defeat dungeon monsters, people, obstacles, and ultimately dungeon bosses. Do you have what it takes to defeat all of these obstacles and thwart the enemies in 5 minutes of time? Well, join me as we go through a quick setup and playthrough of 5 Minute Dungeon, and let's find out. Thanks guys, stay tuned for just a moment. Hey everybody, welcome back to a 3-player setup of 5 Minute Dungeon. Let me go through very quickly the components of the game so that you know exactly what you're dealing with. The game comes with, and you're going to deal out, player boards, deck of cards for each different type of player, boss boards, a timer app which you're going to want to download. Don't mind this baby barbarian. I think he was a Kickstarter exclusive. You're also going to have door cards or dungeon cards that you're going to sit on top of the boss, and challenge cards. Sorry, the challenge cards are here, indicated with this skull on the back of the door. So those are your different types of components. So to begin setup, every player is going to take one player board and the color deck that corresponds with that player board. So here I've dealt out yellow, blue, and red, or purple, I guess it looks like. And that's what we're going to use for this game. What those player boards look like are two-sided, and you can pick either side. So this green board has a ranger and a huntress. And each of them have their own special abilities as well, which I'll cover briefly, and it'll make sense in just a minute. So the huntress, discard 3 cards, and choose another player to draw 4. Alternatively, we've got the ranger, who has a trick shot where you can discard 3 cards to defeat a person type, which I'll address in just a second. The different bosses, I think there's 8 in total, look something like this. The boss boards down here indicate how many dungeon cards you're going to have in the hand. This indicates what it takes to defeat him, so this one will take 7 scrolls and 3 shields to defeat this particular boss. But before you can get to the boss, you have to go through 25 cards to get down to him. What you want to do next is, for the bosses, you're going to take 20 door cards as indicated, or however many are indicated on the boss board. So the first boss is 20, so you're going to take 20 door cards. And additionally, you're going to shuffle in 2 challenge cards per player. So we're going to take those cards and then we're going to shuffle them into the deck so that as we go through the deck, it'll come up. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Where did I put the other 6? There they are. And then you're going to take those cards, so the 20 plus, for a 3-player game, 2 additional challenges, 26 total cards that we're going to need to deal with while going to beat the baby barbarian, boss number 1. And that's your initial setup. Every player receives a player board of their choosing with the player deck. Deal out the boss. The boss cards get the doors as indicated on the board, plus 2 challenge cards per player. So how do you play? You're going to play resource cards to match the symbols of whatever door or boss comes up, and I'll go over those symbols in just a second. You're going to play those action cards to defeat whatever challenge is in front of you, or you can use special ability cards to defeat the card. What those cards look like, every player in their hand is going to have cards that have scrolls, item or event cards, so this Mighty Leap card can defeat an obstacle. This one is exclusive to the barbarian. Shield cards, dash cards, arrow cards, and sword cards. So those are the different types of icons that are going to come up that you're going to need to defeat each of the different challenges along the way to the boss. And what do those doors and challenges look like? Well, here's an obstacle type. So as you saw, the barbarian would be able to play this one card to defeat this obstacle instead of everyone playing 2 scrolls and a shield. You're going to get monster types, which one of the other guys I think has something that does something on a monster. But this one's going to take 2 arrows and a sword to defeat. There are person types, a gaggle of screaming children. This takes 1 sword, 1 shield, and 1 arrow to defeat, or something that defeats a person type. And then there's also going to be, the challenges. The challenge cards look like this. So you're going to have an event such as this, where this one says to discard all players discard your hand. Or there's going to be mini bosses. So this mini boss can come up throughout the challenges, where you're going to have to discard 2 dash, 2 arrow, and 1 scroll to defeat this mini boss, the dreaded Tribred. So that's what it is, guys. Simple setup and ready to play. The winning condition of the game is if you defeat all the door cards and challenge cards and the boss, you've conquered that dungeon. So then you're able to then go down into the next delve, and it gets more challenging as you go on. You lose the game if the timer runs out before you defeat the boss, or if all players run out of cards. Or if your party is not able to match any of the symbols on the card in the dungeon, and you have no ability cards or action cards to be able to defeat it, then you're kind of SOL. So right now, as I look at the initial sort of setup and what we've randomly got in front of us, we see here that the first draw from the boss pile is a person that takes 3 arrows to defeat. And looking very quickly at the hands, which would be, not exposed to anyone, but you can always communicate with one another, I see that there's only 1 arrow. There it is, all the way over there. So right now, we don't even have 3 arrows to be able to defeat this first person in the dungeon. But that's okay. We've got, let's see here, steal another player's hand, defeat an obstacle, pause time, all players draw 1 card. The wizard has a special ability of discard 3 cards to pause the time until another card gets played. And then the thief has a pickpocket. His is discard 3 cards to draw up 5 cards. So once the timer begins and I dive into this one, very quickly I'm going to need to activate my ability here because we can't do anything just yet. But I'll show you what that looks like. So starting the timer on the app, we'll go ahead and we can choose different narrators. So we've got epic, spiteful, fearful, dramatic, Scottish, and spooky. Let's do, for this one, let's do Scottish. Why not?
Welcome to the dungeon, adventurers. Do you have what it takes to escape? 3, 2, 1, go!
And now it's time. We've got 5 minutes to get this done. We can't defeat anything just yet, so I'm going to discard 3 cards. Let's discard these 3 right here. So very quickly, I'm going to try to activate my ability and then draw up 5 cards because that's what it says to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, hopefully we got more arrows. We got 1 more, but we do have a defeat a person card here. So I'm going to play this card here, and then we're going to clear that off to the side. So there we go, drawing up the next one. It's another person, which takes a scroll, a shield, and an arrow. So I've got a scroll, shield, and an arrow right here ready to go. So I'm going to do that, discard up 3 cards into my hand. This person has been defeated. Trying to grab him, toss him off to the side, draw up the next one. It's a monster. It takes a shield, a sword, and a scroll. All right, I got a shield and a sword. This person's got a scroll. Put it in there. There we go. This person's been defeated. Off to the side. Draw up the next one. It's a person. 2. Oh, got to draw. Does he have enough cards? 1, 2, 3. No, he's okay. I need to draw up 2 cards. There we go. All right, looking at Holy Grenade, defeat any card. Oh, that's not bad. What we got here? Magic Bomb counts as 1 of each resources. Ooh, that's pretty good. I might want to save that one for the boss. All right, we need 2 scrolls and an arrow. So we got a scroll here and an arrow. We might have to use this Holy Grenade because we don't have what it takes to get him down. So we'll go ahead and use that. Defeating this person. That was a big ability to use so early, unfortunately, but it had to be done. All right, defeat a monster, takes 3 swords. We've only got 2 swords out here, but, oh, forgot to draw up. There we go, now we got 3 swords. I was about to use my smite ability to defeat a monster, but there we go, 3 swords. Take it up, throw it onto the side, draw up to 4, draw up to 4. Okay, I've got nothing on my discard pile yet, but he does, so I don't want to use this one just yet. Oop. Bring out the next one. It's a monster. 2 shields and a scroll. Here we go. We got a scroll, and let's evenly distribute, so everyone's going to donate a card. There we go. Off to the side. Whoops, nope, that's the hand. That's discard. Drawing up the next one. I don't think I'm going to defeat this dungeon, but you guys get the idea. Draw up another card here, draw up a card here. Over there, 2 shields. It's a person and an arrow. We got a shield, we got an arrow. We don't really have what it takes. So this guy's going to discard.
2 minutes left.
You know what? Let me do this one. Define. I'm going to play the Define Shield. Pause the timer. Ooh, there we go. Pause time until someone has played a card. So I've just played that one, draw up the next card, another Divine Shield. So here, in this very hectic moment, we can briefly collaborate and figure out what we can do next. And I'm thinking, just looking at this, the pickpocket might need to discard 3 cards to draw up again. Just defeat an obstacle, sprint, defeat an obstacle. All right, let's, this counts as 2. I don't really want to get rid of that one just yet. So I'm going to discard these 3 cards, and then it says to pause time until someone plays a card, but everyone was supposed to draw up a card, so let's draw him up a card, draw up a card, draw up a card. There we go. We're still missing 1 shield. So he discards 3 to draw up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully. There we go. There's our shield. Got to start the timer. So there we go. 1 shield, 2 shield, an arrow. This person's been defeated. I'm drawing up the next one. We haven't had a challenge come out yet, oddly enough. I shuffled them in there, but there we go. Let's just bring this one up to see what happens. Event card. Discard. All players discard a card. So everyone's going to take a card onto their discard pile. And then this one's been resolved. Drawing up the next one, an obstacle. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Someone has something to defeat an obstacle. There we go. He's going to play a sprint card to defeat this obstacle. Tossing that one to the side. Drawing up the next one. A person. I think someone had something that defeats a person. No, I guess not. Oh, I got to draw up one here and draw up one here. Cancel any event, which we don't have. So we need a shield and an arrow. There we go. Got a shield and an arrow right here. Next one's another person. We need 2 arrows and a shield. All right, so we got a shield, but we don't have 2 arrows. Let's try to get this back in the view. There we go. Looking around, I guess the next thing is I would have to try again to discard 3 over here to draw up. So discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
30 seconds.
Okay, did he get what we needed? We need 2 arrows. He didn't, but he did get this one that defeats a person, so that'll take care of him. Another person, a sword, a scroll, and a shield.
10 seconds.
Got all of that. That person's been dealt with. Next one, a monster. I've got discard 3 cards to kill a monster, so I'll go ahead and do that one. He's dealt with, and we're done. So anyway, guys, that's 5-minute dungeons in 5 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it very quickly. Stay tuned for my afterthoughts. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that quick playthrough and setup of 5-minute dungeon, because, well, it was only about 5 minutes long. So, a couple of things that I really enjoyed about the game when I first kickstarted it, I guess 2017 it was that it was easy enough and you know, light enough to get to the table, and it acts as a very nice filler game. The components are really nice, especially the player boards with that really thick cardboard stock, along with the boss boards are also very nice and thick, which I enjoy. So as you're going through, you know, it provides a medium type of challenge in order to quickly and chaotically and frantically go through and try to get the right combination of cards out there. And what's also really interesting about the game is that once you've played a card and taken your hand off that card, it's in play. So as everyone is frantically trying to throw as many cards as they can into the pile, it's important to kind of also stagger yourself enough so that you don't waste cards. Because once you're out of a deck, then that's it, you're done. You need to try to get a heal or get brought back into the game, so very cool in that respect. The one thing that I would absolutely recommend, though, is to have sort of a moderator, someone that's part of the game but not necessarily playing. Because as you're going through and playing cards on top of cards, and then once you've defeated it, you need to clear it out of the way, it's best to kind of have someone there that can control the timer as well as control the cards that are being played, so that once everyone has met the requirement, someone else is pulling that out and quickly getting the next card up, so as to save time. Because again, you've got 5 minutes to get through this thing, so if you're trying to waste precious seconds to get those cards out of the way, well, it really matters. So if you can, get a moderator to handle the flipping of the dungeon cards as well as the clearing of the table for the next obstacles that are going to come up. So why should you buy this game? Well, if you need some filler games that are very quick to play, easy to get into and learn, this is definitely going to be up your alley. Why you probably shouldn't buy this game? Oh man, I guess because it's, again, might be a little bit of a challenge, or it might be a little frustrating because of the mechanics that don't let you come into the game. So if you're looking for something very easy that you can win without any thought, and you need a game that light, this probably isn't going to be for you, because there's going to be times where it's a little frustrating that you've wasted cards or you can't get into the game. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts of 5 Minute Dungeon. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If you like the content, please leave a like, give me a subscribe. I definitely appreciate all of your support. Anyway, guys, until next time, thanks for watching.